Hi crafters, it's Trish Gillum here with another video in my series about what I like to pack to take with me to a crop or social crafting. This little kit, a few of my videos I'm showing what I'm calling grab and go kits, and this little kit is one that's so tiny and so easy to take with me. I can actually throw it in my purse. I don't even have to it doesn't even have to be an extra bag or something like that. It's fun even like if you're just gonna be sitting somewhere. I took it with me on Christmas Day when I was visiting with family. You know, there's a lot of times where you're just kind of sitting around, but it's not at my house. And it's just nice to have something to play with and to do. I'm very fortunate. So I'm based out of the Phoenix area in Arizona. I'm actually in Chandler. And I run, I've organized and grown this community of crafters. We have almost 1,000 members right now as I'm speaking. And I'm sure it'll keep growing. And I run some events. I've done some events where we've just met in a coffee shop, and part of trying to keep people at the coffee shop happy is you don't want to bring in a bunch of stuff and take a lot of space. So some little tiny project is great to just grab and meet a few other crafters for coffee. And you know, the coffee shop's not like, oh my gosh, you took over the space with your craft stuff. We also have a member of our craft group, Tracy Ng, with Whimsy Days, and she runs some events pretty frequently. And with being in real estate, so my full-time thing is not crafting. In fact, I currently do not make money off crafting. It's just something I do for fun. And I work very hard full-time as a realtor in the Phoenix area. So little plug, if you know anybody looking to buy or sell in Phoenix, I'd love to connect with them. But I often don't have time to go for a whole day of crafting. So it's nice to have a little thing that I can just grab, pop in. That particular event that Tracy does, as of this time, there's not really a cost to it. She just asks that you buy food because it's held in a restaurant. That may change in the future. But right now it's a really easy way for me to pop in, have food with them, do a little fun project, and then be out and about and on my way, because they're typically on Saturdays, and Saturdays are my busiest day. That's when people like to go look at houses. So let me show you this kit. I've been talking about it, and this could actually be a couple of kits. So the first one is just, I have all these reindeer that I've pre-stamped, and I'm working on Copic coloring. Some of them I've already been coloring pieces of. And so where these actually came from, I'll tell you that story in a minute. But so I had all these reindeer that I'm coloring, and then the markers that they need are just these, and then scissors. In theory, I could fussy cut them. I know a lot of people hate fussy cutting. You wouldn't have to fussy cut them. If you were coloring, you could still throw them in like this and then cut them out with like a scan and cut after. But it's just the paper that's pre-stamped and markers. Now to put this together, so another kit you could do, another grab and go idea would be your stamp set, and you know, like your Misty and your Copic, or your Copic friendly ink. So for me, I use the cocoa, rich cocoa Memento when I was stamping these, and then of course your Copic friendly paper. If you've seen my video that I did on what I have in my most basic kit, my kit that I frequently take to whatever, it has pre-cut paper that's Copic friendly. It has this Memento ink. It has my Misty. All I would need to do is throw this in, and there's actually space in there for a stamp set. So I could throw this in, and that could be my project, is sitting somewhere stamping my reindeer, just stamping a whole bunch of reindeer, so that they're ready to go to put together a kit like this. Of course, they wouldn't have, most people aren't going to color that many reindeer. But you do need it to be something that you're not going to use a whole bunch of colors on. Obviously, if you don't have the scissors, you have more space for colors. And maybe if they're not all reindeer, there are things that you have that are in similar colors that you use. For example, I've noticed that I do a lot with like mermaids or like polar bears, which is funny because those don't sound similar, but I do a lot that's kind of in a aquatic, Arctic cool colors. And so my purples and aquas and then like the grays, I could totally get some things that aren't similar, like mermaids and ocean, the ocean animals are similar. And then like Arctic animals like polar bears, and I could have all those stamped and then have my purples and aquas and some grays, and that would work. So this particular project, the reason I had so many mermaids, I'll show you another little project I had going. So I had this idea, if you've seen my video of my card bases, I've been trying to use up, I've made all these card bases with this kind of cranberry. And then I had all this Christmas paper I was trying to use up, and I made a ton of these with these two papers. And my idea when I was doing that is I thought I was going to use this snowman that I used for my Christmas cards last year. And he actually has those same bells. And I thought he would work well. I made a lot of these and I kind of got sick of the snowman. And so I decided I wanted to do reindeer for something different. And so I ordered this set, and I had this idea of doing something like this, and that's why there's so many reindeer, because there's going to be 3 on each. I think I'm actually a little sick of reindeer, or this not sick of, I love reindeer. I'm not sick of it. I do think this needs a lot more to it. I haven't decided what I'm doing to this card, but they're not going to look like this. I'm definitely going to add some more embellishments and dimension to it. But as you can see, I have a whole bunch that I've started that need something. But in the meantime, so first I ordered this one because I was looking for this vintagey reindeer. I had this idea of some kind of vintage reindeer I've seen, and I thought, oh, they'd be fun, and they have those bells on their necks. So I started there, and this one's by Hello Bluebird. And then I saw this on Whimsy Stamps, and how cute is that? And he has the little bells too, and I was like, oh, I have to order that. So there'll probably be a few that pop up with that. And then I kept going, and I saw Art Impressions had these cute, and they're actually a lot smaller. They're you'd have to cut somebody off if you did it that way, but if you went this way, you'd have room, and you could cut it a little bit off at the bottom. But I thought that stacked reindeer stackers were fun. So I'm probably going to, even though I have all these reindeers already stamped, I'm going to probably play with it a little bit and have some fun with a few different reindeers. But that shows you just kind of a fun project and how I got there. This easy little tote that you can take with you to color. And again, it's kind of 2 kits, because one kit would just be stamping the images so that you could color them, and then of course the second is just this tiny little tote that has the markers and the paper, and if you want you could throw scissors in, but I know a lot of people don't like fussy cutting, so but there you go. Again, I hope that you'll watch the rest of my videos with ideas for what to pack to take to a crop. And obviously mine are very specific to my style of crafting. And so I'd love to hear your tips as well. Please leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear your tips. If you liked this, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. And hopefully we meet at a crop someday. Have a great day, everyone.